Hi everyone, I am on here to process through and talk about the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's death. Now, I never have been a person to be interested in watching his videos. They would come up on my feed sometimes and I would just scroll by them because I just don't want to watch people debate. But after the assassination, I started looking into what he did and watching some of the debates. And I realized that this man is a warrior for the American cause and for preserving family values, protecting children. And he was willing to look in the eye of his enemy with love and debate without hatred. And this man was a force for this world. He's a soldier. He's a political face and figurehead. And my heart is broken that someone could be so filled with hate to think they have it in them to take someone's life. Now that person is accountable to God and, he's in the justice system. So just processing through what happened. And I thought it was incredible that there's been 32,000 requests since the assassination just in the last few days of people wanting to start chapters in their local colleges. I myself went to college. I went to a university that was a social work program because I wanted to help people. And after a year, I wanted to switch, but I decided to just finish it. I finished it, and I decided not to get my licensure in social work. Because in order to have my licensure, I had to sign my name to a dotted line that were to agree to what they call social work ethics, which to me are not ethics. I would have to agree to help someone with an abortion if they wanted an abortion. I would have to help someone with getting resources for gender reassignment if that's what they wanted. And that's not ethics to me. That is destroying life in different ways. Now, I have no judgment towards people who have abortions. I have nothing but love for people who are in the LGBTQ community because I believe people in the LGBTQ community are people that actually genuinely can't love themselves. They can't love who they truly are, actually. They think they're loving themselves for who they are, but that's not who they are, and they can't actually genuinely love themselves. Now, beside that point, I think it's interesting how sometimes when people who have huge movements pass away, their movement explodes in a way that it couldn't if they were alive. And I hope that's what's happening with Turning Point USA. You look at Sanford here in Sacramento, California, in the 1900s, he was a multimillionaire in today's standards. He was uber rich, and they had one son that they were going to leave all their riches to. He was their world, he was their everything, because they had a very difficult time conceiving. And when their son had tragically passed away, and also the father had passed away, the mother had given all their wealth away, or a lot of it away, to create Sanford Hospital and to create a college in the Bay Area that wouldn't be there if her son didn't pass away. And I'm not saying that it's good for people to pass away, but what I'm saying is sometimes it can create a movement that wouldn't otherwise be there. Sometimes it can create an explosion of good that could only be done through something entirely tragic and awful. I'm hoping that's what's happening. What I'm wondering is, why are our colleges teaching LGBTQ? Why are they teaching that a newly conceived human being is a clump of cells and doesn't have life in it? Why are they teaching that we should be educating prepubescent children about sexuality? Why? Who has agreed to do this on all these campuses? And that's where we need to start, because if we don't fight this battle, within 2 generations, Republicans will be gone, a thing of the past. And this is a very important cause. Now, I'm going to end with this. My close friend was mentioning how typically the left is against guns and owning guns and wants gun bans. Yet when Republicans want to ban trans people from owning guns because of mental health reasons, all of a sudden, they don't want to be banned from owning guns. All of a sudden, they want to own guns. That's interesting. Since when did they care about owning guns? Now, I personally do not think that we should ban trans people from owning guns. I think that's taking it too far. But I did think it was interesting how they want to ban guns until they're banned themselves from having guns, and then they want guns. It's just madness. But overall, I don't have hatred towards anyone. I don't have hatred towards any Democrats. I don't have hatred towards LGBTQ people or people who want to have abortions, or people who are married, who are gay or in gay relationships. I simply just want the best for humanity. And I believe the Republican Party in America at this time has the most helpful values for America. Not that I agree with everything or every stance or everything that people say. But, please check out Turning Point USA. Check out what he stood for if you haven't. And, choose to forgive people when you have anger. Don't let anger and hatred rise in your heart, because bad things happen out of that. And we don't need that in the world. We need to love people. We need to control our emotions. So anyways, with that, that's my digestion of Charlie Kirk assassination. And I have now followed them, and I hope you do too. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.